Last night in Vegas, the Raiders going for the season sweep over the Chiefs after handing them their only loss this season. Derek Carr was actually outplaying Patrick Mahomes, finishing with 275 yards and 3 TDs. But then the late game Mahomes magic kicked in. Under 2 minutes, 75 yards to go. Showtime did it all, finishing with a game-winning 22-yard touchdown pass to Travis Kelce. And Steve, there's just something about Mahomes, game on the line. He has the ball in his hands. It feels inevitable. How would you describe his performance last night?
Susie, it kind of is inevitable because reputation matters. Just opposite of what you're talking about, the Ravens who are not explosive. This is a team that's incredibly explosive. They come out of the huddle and you can see a defense on their heels. 2 minutes. Oh no, where's he going to throw it? Where's he going to go? Oh, is he going to go deep? Is he going to go deep out? No, we're just going to quick, easy drive starter to Tyreek Hill. Then we're going to take an easy out, square out to the outside. Everyone's on their heels, defense playing. Oh no, where are they going to go? They're, right there. Now you're going to make the big piercing throw across the midfield line on a slant. Nothing too complicated, very easy. Not easy, but I'm just like, you can see a defense. My point is you can see a defense that's playing catch. They're not aggressive. They're not sure. They don't know where Patrick Mahomes is going to attack from. And now look, the whole offensive line defensive line disappears, and there's just too many guys coming out of that huddle that are super talented. And so to me, Patrick Mahomes has got to say to himself, this is easy, because a defense in the NFL that's on their heels, there's all kinds of opportunity, and then the things that are simple actually work. You don't have to do anything too complicated. And the thing with Patrick Mahomes, if he does need to do something super complicated, he can do that as well. So I don't know how you stop him.
Well, to your point, Steve, he definitely made it look easy. And John Gruden is building a team that's supposed to be able to be ready to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're almost there. Offensively, they're there. They can run the football. The offensive line, the physicality, Josh Jacobs, they can get big plays over the top with Henry Ruggs. But where they're missing is defensively. They don't have a closer. Anytime you get a lead in the NFL, you got to have who's going to be your Mariano Rivera? Who's going to be the two guys that are going to give you the fourth quarter pass rush? The Raiders don't have that just yet. And so they were forced to drop back and play soft zone coverage. If it were me going against Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to go some simulated pressures. We call those fire zones. It's going to give you the illusion of blitz, force the ball out of his hands quickly, but we're going to play zone behind. That's the adjustment you make to a guy like Patrick Mahomes. But if you four-man rush Patrick Mahomes, he's so smart. He's so athletic. And the game is so slow for him. What does he do? He just slides to one side, slides to the other side. And now, as a zone cover defender, you have to move, and now the receiver's uncovered. So there's really no way, unless you have a dominant pass rush, you have to zone blitz Patrick Mahomes.
I'm going to take you to a moment at the end of the game where we all seen Travis Kelce massaging the shoulders of his head.
Big Red.
Yeah. I want to commend John Gruden, because John Gruden and the Las Vegas Raiders are coming into town or going on the road, and they're ready to compete for this division. Mm-hmm. And for Travis Kelce to be sitting up there massaging Big Red's shoulder, that means that they were worried about the Vegas Raiders and they squeaked one out. And secondly, let me talk about some championship football. The Kansas City Chiefs, Steve Young just put that drive up there. Did you see a drop? Okay. How many drops did you see in the fourth quarter from the Las Vegas Raiders? You've seen a few. You've seen no drops from the Kansas City Chiefs. That's championship football. The Las Vegas Raiders need to step it up another notch. But one thing that I do know, Andy Reid is worried about John Gruden.
Well, I would say this. The Raiders, I thought, proved something in defeat. They've taken a step towards the playoffs. They're a playoff caliber team. But it certainly looks like the Chiefs and Steelers are on a collision course for the AFC Championship game.
The Raiders control their own destiny in the playoffs. The Chiefs are traveling to Tampa Bay next week.
Big 2 weeks for the Bucs, man.
Big two weeks for the Bucs. Right. More from Sunday coming, and such a great matchup on tap tonight. Happy to cover it all for you here from the Heineken River Deck at Pier 17. And our thanks to DJ Khaled for helping to select the soundtrack for tonight's game. Aaron Donald.
That's a bad man.
Face the Bucs tonight. And also from a little earlier, there was this tonight. Fire in the hole! Watch Steve.
Oh, my word.
If it's Monday, that means, come on, man.
The Badgers go up 13-0.
What are they setting up?
It looks like bowling pins.
Yep, it's a strike.
Come on, man.
Stay tuned for Come On, Man. Brought to you by Gut State.
Friday settle in for a college football triple header. Iowa State and Texas kick things off at noon Eastern on ABC. Then Notre Dame squares off against North Carolina. And at 7 Eastern on ESPN, it's Oregon and Oregon State in Corvallis. And there is one more game to go to put Week 11 in the books. But, Adam, plenty of news coming off Sunday. Start with the Panthers.
Teddy Bridgewater has a chance to be back at practice this Wednesday, and the head coach, Matt Rule, gives him a chance. Christian McCaffrey, meanwhile, is week to week, but I'm told it's unlikely that he's going to be able to play on Sunday against the Vikings due to that shoulder injury. We'll see if Bridgewater can get back. It certainly sounds like Teddy Bridgewater has a better chance of being back Sunday against Minnesota than Christian McCaffrey.
And Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins were hot until they were not, and he was benched against Denver. What happens going forward?
Brian Flores said after the game that Tua will remain as the starting quarterback Sunday at the Jets. He wanted the ability to try to jumpstart the offense late in the game, running the 2-minute drill. Trusted Fitz a little bit more at that point in time. So Tua came out of the lineup, but Tua will be back in the starting lineup Sunday.
What did you think about that?
I like the move. You know, people are going to say, well, when are you going to start to trust your young quarterback, put him in the fire? But at some point, when your quarterback is getting beat up, the offensive line is like a sieve, and Denver's just teeing off on him. I get it. Protect it. What did we come into the season with worrying about Tua? The injuries. So you already see him. He's getting bent and contorted. Why continue to put him in that situation and allow him to get beat up? Brian Flores and Chris Greer, they have earned the ability to make decisions because every decision they've made over the last 12, 18 months, it's worked out.
Yes.
Even when we thought it wasn't going to work out, it's worked out. So I'm going to lean on them. If Brian Flores says, hey, I'm going to put Fitz in, you know what? Go ahead. I'm with you.
You know, when I look at this situation, I look at all the young quarterbacks, Bug, Adam, that had to really take the bumps in the road, that had to take the lumps across the chin. Think about a young Jared Goff. When you think about a young Josh Allen. But when you're seeing that guys like Bradley Chubb, the way Vic Fangio had that defense 10 off on that offense, he was pressured all day. Yes, I understand now since you put it that way of why Brian Flores took him out. But if that wasn't the reason, then why didn't he let his young quarterback take his lumps? Because going down the road for the future, he's going to need to be able to battle through some adversity, and he took him out yesterday, but he was unable to battle through that adversity.
Wasn't he nicked up during the week, too, though? I think he was a little bit. Steve, what did you think of the move?
It was awkward when they put him in first, a couple weeks ago, and it was like, really? And then, because Fitz was on a roll, you're like, okay, look, I don't mind. I lived this with Joe Montana back and forth. Like, the rigor of it is totally fine. And I think if you're going to be an NFL quarterback and last, you can come in and out and people can pull you and go back in and start. I'm not worried about it. But in today's game, everyone's looking for that clean kind of pathway. And if Tua's is going to be back and forth, I think then Brian should really specifically